Philip, where did you do your doctoral studies?
I did my PhD at the University of Melbourne on the idea of origins in Australian literature, and I've always been interested in Australian literature, and I've been involved in the wider literary world in Australia as well as in academic literary studies.
What's involved in your role as Chair of Australian Literature?
My position is a nationally endowed one with special responsibilities to the teaching and research of Australian literature locally, nationally and internationally. A lot of my work has been about Australian literature in relation to its Indigenous and European past. I've also published research in the field of literary history, particularly poetry and poetics, but also from another angle, the history of literary education and of English as a subject and a discipline. My historical work has also considered literary hoaxes, of which Australia has some world-famous examples, and of the history of cinema in Australia.
What are you currently researching?
Right now I'm researching representations of the underground in Australian literature, from mining to lost civilizations to Antipodean versions of Dante's underworlds. I'm also working with a colleague in London on an ARC-funded project which is looking at the commemoration of Shakespeare's 300th anniversary in 1916. Here in Australia, I'm concentrating on the fascinating history of the Shakespeare Monument at the top of the Cahill Expressway in Sydney. One outcome of this research will be a website of Shakespeare monuments from around the world. Another site that we're looking at is the Shakespeare Hut in Bloomsbury, London, which was built for the rest and recreation of Australian and New Zealand soldiers during the First World War.
What about your work with graduate students?
At the moment, I'm supervising postgraduate students from here in Western Australia, from Hong Kong, mainland China, and from Germany on topics such as psychogeography, contemporary Chinese and Australian women's poetry, and Australian literature as a world literature. Research in Australian literature can be very varied and is full of potential. There are lots of questions, methods, and perspectives to be explored.
Thank you for talking to us, Philip.
Thanks, Celeste. It's a pleasure.